chosen one. Listen carefully, for this is not coincidence. Heaven has pressed pause on everything around you so that this word could reach your spirit. You were never an accident. Before the foundations of the world were laid, you were already marked by the living God. The enemy saw the seal on you and trembled. For you were not born ordinary. You were marked for greatness, destined to carry a light that cannot be extinguished, no matter how fierce the storms. From your earliest days, you sensed it. Something set you apart. While others could blend in easily, you could not, even in silence. Even when you tried to hide, your spirit carried a weight that made you stand out. And because of this, battle came against you. Battles you never asked for. Rejection, misunderstanding, jealousy. These shadows followed you because the enemy recognized what you carried before you did. Listen, chosen one, you are not forgotten. Every hidden tear, every silent prayer, every long night of wrestling was not wasted. The Lord has kept record of it all. Heaven's scrolls testify to the fact that you endured what many would not have survived. That endurance is the proof that you are chosen. For ordinary people would have broken under what you carried, but you remained. You are still here, and that is no accident. The adversary tried to convince you that you were weak, that you were overlooked, that you were abandoned. But the truth is this: you were being protected, hidden in plain sight, refined in the fire, so that when the time came, you would shine with a brilliance that no darkness could oppose. You were hidden not because you were unworthy, but because you were too valuable to be exposed before the appointed hour. Now hear this: that hour has come. The seal upon your life is about to speak louder than every lie spoken over you. What was whispered in shadows is about to be revealed in light. Heaven has declared your identity, and no scheme of man, no curse of the enemy, no betrayal of so-called friends can strip away what God Himself has placed within you. The Word of God declares in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." This is your evidence, your reminder that you were chosen before time itself recognized you. Nothing that has come against you can erase what heaven decided long ago. Chosen one. This is the moment to rise. This is the moment to step boldly into your calling, your voice, your presence. Your very existence carries weight in the spirit. You are not simply surviving. You are being positioned. Every scar you carry has become a testimony. Every valley you walked through has become proof that you are unshakable. So I speak directly to you now. Do not let fear silence you. Do not let doubt chain you. You are chosen. You are marked. And you are unstoppable. Step into your light and let the world see what God has preserved until this very hour. If this word reaches your spirit, do not keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe, so others who are chosen may awaken as you are awakening now. And as a prophetic act, comment 777 below, declaring that you receive the seal of completion, divine alignment, and heaven's confirmation over your life. Chosen one. The path you have walked has not been light. You know the weight of silent tears. You know the ache of lying awake at night, staring into the darkness, wondering why life has felt heavier for you than for those around you. What others could brush off easily pierced you deeply. Because you were not built for shallow waters, you were shaped for the depths. and every rejection, every heartbreak, every betrayal pressed you closer to the one who chose you. There were moments when you asked quietly, "Why me? Why do I carry this pain?" Yet even in those moments of questioning, heaven whispered back, "Because you are chosen." What the enemy tried to convince you was punishment was in fact preparation. The loneliness was not abandonment, it was separation. God was removing the noise of voices that would have drowned out his whisper. Every tear watered the soil of destiny. Every season of silence carved depth into your spirit. You were never meant to fit in comfortably. The sharp edges of rejection cut you, not to destroy you, but to shape you into a vessel strong enough to carry what heaven ordained. Those who walked away did not see your value, but their absence cleared the stage for God's glory to rest upon you without distraction. Think back to the nights you cried when no one was watching. Each tear was caught. None of it was wasted. Heaven has always been close to the broken-hearted, and your cries were never ignored. According to what is revealed in the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 18, the Lord is close to the broken-hearted. He saves those crushed in spirit. Do you see? Chosen one, even your deepest wounds became the very place where God drew nearest to you. This is why the enemy fought you so relentlessly. He recognized that your tears were not signs of weakness but seeds of power. Every time you refused to break, every time you stood back up after being knocked down, you proved to both heaven and hell that you were not ordinary. The struggle was never random. It was divine training, chiseling your character and sharpening your discernment. Yes, you faced loneliness. Yes, you endured mockery. Yes, you bore the sting of being misunderstood. But even in those lowest moments, something unshakable within you whispered, "I cannot quit. There is more." That whisper was the mark of the chosen, the voice of the Spirit, reminding you that destiny is greater than despair. Beloved chosen one, hear this clearly. Your pain has always had purpose. Nothing you went through was meaningless. Every sleepless night became an altar where your spirit drew nearer to God. Every sigh became incense rising before his throne. Every rejection pushed you closer to his embrace. You thought you were being broken, but in truth, you were being built. And now, you are stronger. Your heart beats with resilience forged in the fire. Your soul carries depth that cannot be manufactured in ease. You have scars. Yes, but those scars shine as evidence that you have survived what others could not. These scars are not shame, they are glory. They testify that though darkness tried to drown you, the light within you could not be snuffed out. Chosen one, remember this. What you endured in secret is about to be honored in public. What was hidden in tears is about to bloom in triumph. And when the world looks at you in awe, you will know deep within that it was not luck, not coincidence, not chance. It was the hand of God, shaping you through hidden battles and silent tears. Chosen one, do you realize the power you carry? Even when you walk into a room silently, something shifts. People cannot always explain it, but your presence unsettles the atmosphere. It is not arrogance, and it is not coincidence. It is the light of God within you. Darkness trembles when you arrive, because the Spirit in you cannot be hidden. This is why people sometimes reacted strangely to you without reason. They avoided you. They whispered about you. They grew uncomfortable without you saying a single word. Their spirits recognized what their minds could not. You are marked with a divine light that threatens the forces working in them. What they called strange about you was actually holy. What they labeled as too much was your anointing overflowing. The schemes of the enemy were never truly about your reputation or your relationships. They were about extinguishing your light. If he could dim your glow, if he could silence your voice, if he could convince you to hide your true self, then the darkness would feel safe again. But no matter how hard he tried, your light kept breaking through, even in your lowest moments, even when you thought you were finished. The flame of God's calling within you refused to die out. This is why you must stand boldly now. The time for shrinking is over. You cannot apologize for the light heaven has placed in you. You cannot dim yourself to make others comfortable. The world is desperate for the fire you carry. Your presence alone is a weapon against the works of darkness. You are not just surviving, you are disrupting the plans of hell every time you choose to walk in truth. Scripture says in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 5, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." Chosen one. That is you. You are the light that darkness cannot overcome. Every attack against you has failed. For this very reason, the darkness is incapable of extinguishing the flame God Himself has ignited inside of you. Do not let the enemy convince you otherwise. Do not let people who misunderstand your calling make you doubt your worth. Your light is not accidental, it is intentional. And now it is time to guard that light with courage, to walk boldly with it, to let it shine in places where others are too afraid to stand. And here, I want you to participate in this moment. As a prophetic declaration, I invite you to comment below these simple words, "I hear you." Let it be your response to heaven, your agreement with this truth. By writing it, you are declaring, "I hear you, Lord. I will not hide my light anymore. I will not shrink back. I will not bow to the lies of darkness. I will shine." This is more than a phrase. It is a spiritual act. It is you stepping into alignment with your destiny, breaking the silence the enemy tried to force upon you. Every time you confess this truth, it resounds in the spirit realm, reminding hell that you are unshakable, unstoppable, and unwilling to surrender. Chosen one, your light terrifies darkness because it proves that God's hand is still at work in the earth through you. Do not underestimate the power of your presence. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives in you, and that Spirit will not let you fail. Chosen one, think back on the moments of betrayal. You remember the sting of being used, the pain of being set up, the coldness of people you once trusted turning against you. These were not light wounds. They cut deep because they came from those you once held close, those you thought would protect you, not betray you. The traps laid for you were carefully crafted, designed to make you fall, designed to leave you broken and silenced. But here is the truth you must grasp. None of it went unseen. Heaven was watching. The very schemes that were designed to destroy you became the stepping stones that elevated you. Their betrayal revealed what their loyalty would have concealed. What they planned for your downfall became the evidence of your divine protection. They thought they were writing your ending, but in reality, they were ushering in your beginning. Remember how Joseph's brothers betrayed him, selling him into slavery, thinking they had stripped him of his future. Yet that betrayal was the very path God used to position him in Egypt, to place him before Pharaoh, to raise him up as a deliverer. The same pattern has unfolded in your life. The betrayal you endured was never the end. It was the hidden passageway to your destiny. Yes, the pain was real. Yes, the wounds bled. But even in the darkest hours of betrayal, you were not alone. Heaven surrounded you. The hand of God shielded you from what was meant to consume you. Think of how many traps were set for you that you never even saw. How many conversations were held against you that never reached your ears? How many attacks were launched that never touched you? All because heaven said, "Not this one. This one is chosen." The prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." Chosen one. The betrayal was never the end of your story. It was only a delay. A pause. A setup for the appointed time. And that time is now drawing near. Your enemies thought they had the upper hand. They thought their whispers, their lies, their manipulations would bury you. What they did not realize is that they were planting you like a seed, and seeds, when buried, do not die. They grow. The soil of betrayal only pressed you deeper into God. And now you are sprouting with strength that no one expected. Understand this clearly. God allowed you to see the betrayal not to break you, but to awaken you. He showed you the true hearts of people so that when He elevates you, you will know who cannot be trusted at higher levels. He let you experience the sting so that you could learn the sweetness of His faithfulness. And now, every setup is turning into a stage. Every trap is becoming testimony. Every betrayal is shifting into breakthrough. You were never defeated. Chosen one. You were being positioned. Heaven has recorded your pain. But heaven has also recorded the justice that is coming for you. Those who plotted in secret will watch as God lifts you in public. So do not carry the weight of bitterness. Release the betrayal into God's hands. For His judgment is perfect, and His justice never fails. Let the memory of what they did serve only as proof that you were chosen, protected, and unstoppable. What was meant to destroy you has only revealed the glory that was always within you. Chosen one. The seasons of breaking you endured were never random. You felt crushed, pressed, and stretched beyond your limits. But what looked like destruction was in fact preparation. Every moment you thought was punishment was actually refinement. The fire you passed through was not meant to consume you, but to purify you. Like gold in a furnace, you were being stripped of what could not go with you into your destiny. It was in the breaking that your true strength began to surface. When everything familiar fell apart, you discovered a resilience you did not know you carried. When relationships ended, when doors closed, when opportunities vanished, it forced you to lean not on people but on God Himself. That breaking separated you from false foundations and placed your feet upon the rock that cannot be shaken. Do you remember those nights when you whispered, "Lord, why me?" He answered not with abandonment, but with presence. He never left you. Even when you could not feel Him, He was closer than your breath. He was shaping you, molding you, strengthening you. What felt like loss was actually gain. What felt like death was actually birth. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, second letter, chapter 4, verse 17, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." This breaking, chosen one, was never to reduce you, but to enlarge you. What you suffered was never in vain. It was producing weight, glory, and strength beyond measure. Your tears watered the roots of your calling. Your heartbreak softened the soil of your compassion. Your trials gave you authority in the very areas where you once felt weakest. What once broke you now equips you to lift others. You carry wisdom that cannot be learned in books, only in battle. You carry power that comes only through pressing. And now, as you rise from the ashes, you do not rise the same. You rise stronger. You rise wiser. You rise with fire in your spirit and steel in your soul. The enemy thought the breaking would bury you, but it only revealed that you cannot be destroyed. You are not fragile. You are unshakable. You are not weak. You are refined. Chosen one. If these words resonate with the journey of your heart, let this be a moment of connection. Take a breath and reflect on how far you have come. And if you feel this message touches your spirit, share it, not out of obligation, but because there are others who are still in their breaking season, who need the hope you now carry. When you share, you become a messenger of the same comfort that carried you. If you sense the truth of this word, consider liking and subscribing, not for numbers, but so that you remain connected to a flow of encouragement that continues to lift you higher. This is not about building a platform. It is about building a family of the chosen, a people who have been through fire and emerged with glory. Beloved, your breaking was not the end. It was the doorway. Walk through it with confidence, knowing that every scar shines as proof that you have been prepared for such a time as this. The breaking did not destroy you. It built you into the vessel heaven can now use mightily. Chosen one. The atmosphere has shifted. You can feel it deep in your spirit. The weight of heaven's justice is moving. For a long time, it seemed as though the wicked prospered, as though those who hurt you faced no consequence, as though your cries went unheard. But do not be deceived by silence. The judge of all the earth has never been blind. He has watched. He has recorded. And now his gavel is falling. There is a divine timing to judgment. God does not move according to our impatience. He moves according to his perfect order. And when he moves, nothing can stop him. What was delayed is no longer delayed. What was hidden is being exposed. What was done in darkness is coming into the light. Those who laughed at your tears will soon tremble before the justice of God. The prophet Elijah spoke of such days when God reveals his power to silence false voices and prove his sovereignty. And we see it clearly in the writings of Deuteronomy. Chapter 32, verse 35. It is mine to avenge, I will repay. In due time their foot will slip, their day of disaster is near, and their doom rushes upon them. Chosen one. Judgment is not your burden to carry. Vengeance belongs to God, and he will repay perfectly. You have endured unfair attacks, slander, lies, and betrayal. You stood silent when you could have fought back. Not because you were weak, but because heaven restrained you. God did not want you to waste your energy battling in the flesh. He wanted you to stand still and see his salvation. And now, the time of reckoning has arrived. This is why you are still standing while others who tried to harm you are unraveling. This is why your name is being restored while theirs is falling into confusion. Heaven is making a public statement. The chosen cannot be destroyed. The oil on your life cannot be stolen. The calling written over you cannot be erased. Beloved, this is the season when God Himself fights for you. You will not need to prove yourself to anyone. You will not need to defend your own name. The Spirit of God will testify through your life, lifting you up while judgment humbles those who opposed you. And here, I want you to act in faith. As a prophetic sign, write in the comments 888. Do not underestimate this act. 8 is the number of new beginnings, and by declaring 888, you are aligning yourself with heaven's timing, that this season of judgment is also your season of new beginnings. By writing it, you are saying, Lord, I step into what you are doing. I trust your justice, and I embrace the new chapter you are opening for me. Not, this is more than a number. It is a declaration in the Spirit. It is your agreement with God's hand moving on your behalf. Each comment becomes a marker, a statement that you are in alignment with what heaven is releasing now. Chosen one, lift your head. The judgment that comes is not for your destruction, it is for your vindication. You will watch as tables turn, as the proud are brought low, and as the hand of God clears every obstacle the enemy placed before you. You will see with your own eyes the reward of the righteous and the downfall of the wicked. And through it all, you will know it was never by your might, nor by your strength, but by the Spirit of the Lord. Chosen one, every curse spoken against you is reversing. Even now, words carry power, and you have been the target of many. Some cursed you openly, with their mouths dripping venom. Others cursed you silently, with jealous thoughts and hidden malice. They whispered lies about you. They declared you would fail. They rejoiced in your struggles. But what they failed to realize is this: the one who blesses you cannot be silenced, and his word is always greater than theirs. There were moments when you felt the weight of those curses pressing against your life. Opportunities seemed to vanish. Doors seemed to slam shut. And people turned against you without explanation. You questioned yourself, wondering if you were the problem. But in reality, you were under spiritual attack because your destiny threatened those bound by darkness. Their words were weapons, but they forgot that no weapon formed against you can prosper. You see, a curse without cause cannot land. Every arrow shot at you has been intercepted by heaven. The enemy's strategy was to make you believe the lies, to cause you to speak them over yourself, to make you your own accuser. But God has been faithful. He has shielded you. And now every curse is being broken, shattered, and returned to its sender. This is not about revenge, it is about divine order. When darkness tries to invade the life of a chosen one, it backfires. What was meant to bury you becomes the soil of your growth. What was meant to destroy you becomes the stage for your testimony. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse 2, like a fluttering sparrow or a darting swallow, an undeserved curse does not come to rest. Chosen one, those curses were never anchored. They flew, but they could not land. They circled, but they could not touch you. And now, they are reversing. Think of Haman, who built gallows for Mordecai in the book of Esther. His own plot became his downfall. That same pattern is unfolding for you. The very words and schemes your enemies used against you are circling back upon their own heads. Heaven's justice is poetic. Those who dig a pit for you will fall into it themselves. This is why you are rising stronger now. The curses have not only failed, they have propelled you. For every word spoken against you, God is speaking a blessing over you. For every lie, He declares truth. For every curse, He releases favor. Where they said you would fall, He is lifting you higher. Where they said you would be forgotten, He is making your name shine with honor. Beloved chosen one, you must know this. You are not cursed. You are blessed. You are not bound. You are free. You are not forgotten. You are remembered. The curses have been reversed, and the blessing of the Lord rests upon you like a crown. That blessing is not fragile. It is unshakable, immovable, eternal. Do not carry the fear of their words any longer. Release it. Lift your head. The hand of God has overturned what was spoken against you. The very people who once mocked you will soon marvel at how you have risen. They will see clearly that it was not your strength, but the Lord's covering that has kept you. So walk boldly. Chosen one, you are walking not under a shadow of curses, but beneath the radiant covering of blessing. The words spoken against you are dissolving like mist under the morning sun. But the word spoken over you by God endures forever. Chosen one, the very tables that once felt tilted against you are now being turned in your favor. For a long time, it seemed as though others had the advantage. They spoke against you, plotted against you, even stole from you. And it looked like they were winning. You watched opportunities slip through your fingers and wondered if justice would ever come. But what you did not see was that God was working behind the scenes, aligning every detail for a moment of divine reversal. Restoration is never equal to what was taken. God does not simply return what was lost, He multiplies it. What the enemy stole, Heaven restores with interest. The years that were devoured, the peace that was disturbed, the blessings that were delayed, none of it has been forgotten. Every loss is now becoming an avenue for greater gain. Consider Job, who lost everything: his family, his wealth, his health. His friends mocked him. His wife told him to give up, and it seemed as though the end had come. But when the season of testing was complete, God restored him double for his trouble. That same principle is unfolding in your life. Chosen one, the suffering you endured is now being balanced with blessing far beyond what you imagined. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 25. I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten, the great locust and the young locust. The other locusts and the locust swarm my great army that I sent among you. Chosen one, the repayment is not coming, it is here. The repayment is not partial, it is complete. Do you see the hand of God moving? Doors that once slammed shut are reopening, but not in the same way. They are opening with more favor than before. Relationships that were broken are being replaced with stronger, healthier ones. Finances that were stolen are returning with multiplication. Your voice, once silenced, is now being amplified. The very areas where you experienced the deepest loss are about to become the greatest testimonies of God's goodness. It is important to understand this. The tables did not turn by human effort. They turned because God Himself decided it was time. No enemy, no scheme, No barrier could hold back the shift once heaven decreed it. The season of being overlooked is finished. The season of restoration has begun. Beloved, do not be surprised when those who once looked down on you are now forced to watch as you rise. Do not be shocked when resources, opportunities, and blessings begin to find you with ease. This is the fruit of divine reversal. Where you once struggled, you will now stride. Where you once begged, you will now bless others. Where you once cried, you will now rejoice. Every injustice is being corrected. Every theft is being repaid. Every closed door is being replaced with an open gate. The same people who thought they had the last word in your story will realize that they were merely background characters in a narrative. God Himself is authoring. Chosen one, this is your hour of restoration. Stand tall, for the tables are not just turning, they have already turned. And nothing, no one, no power of darkness can reverse what God has set in motion for your good. Chosen one, the time of hiddenness is ending. For so long, you endured in silence, while others misunderstood you, doubted you, and even mocked the path you were walking. They thought your tears meant weakness, your isolation meant failure, and your silence meant defeat. But what they did not see was that heaven was watching, writing, and waiting for the perfect moment to lift you into open vindication. Vindication means that God Himself proves you right. It means that you will not need to defend yourself. You will not need to justify your choices. And you will not need to argue against the lies. The truth of your life will speak louder than any words could. Those who opposed you will see with their own eyes that the hand of God was always upon you. The psalmist experienced this and testified boldly. We are reminded through the writings of David in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5. You prepare a table before me, in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. This is not just poetry, it is prophecy. God is not preparing your table in secret, but right where your enemies can see it. Think of the moments when you were dismissed, when people rolled their eyes at your faith, when they whispered about you behind closed doors. They thought the silence of God was His absence. In reality, He was setting the stage for your vindication. Now, the stage is ready, and heaven is pulling back the curtain. Vindication is not about pride. It is not about boasting. It is about the glory of God being revealed through your story. When He raises you, it will be undeniable that it was His hand alone. Your rise will silence the mouths of liars and humble the hearts of mockers. Even those who cursed you will have no choice but to acknowledge that you are chosen. Do not be surprised if the very people who once ridiculed you are the ones who must now watch your blessing unfold. This is how God works. He does not just restore, He restores publicly. He does not just anoint, He anoints in a way that cannot be hidden. You will not have to say, "I told you so." Your life will say it for you. The oil on your head, the favor on your steps, the joy in your spirit, all of it will testify louder than words. This is the beauty of divine vindication. It silences the voices of doubt without you ever needing to lift your voice in defense. Beloved chosen one, this is why your waiting mattered. Had you rushed ahead, you might have tried to defend yourself in your own strength. But because you waited, God Himself is your defender. And when He defends, there is no appeal, no rebuttal, no resistance that can stand. And now, I invite you to respond. Write these simple words in the comments. I am ready. Do not underestimate their power. By writing it, you are declaring to heaven and to your own spirit that you are prepared to step into public vindication. It is your agreement with what God is already releasing. When you say, I am ready, you are not asking for vindication. You are aligning yourself with it. You are saying, I will walk with humility when the blessing comes. I will not shrink back when the oil flows. And I will give glory to the one who vindicates me. Chosen one, your season of silence is ending. The vindication of God is breaking forth like the dawn, and all creation will know you were never forgotten. You were never forsaken, and you were always chosen. Chosen one. Crowns are not given cheaply. They are reserved for those who endure, for those who refuse to bow to pressure, for those who walk faithfully through the fire and come out stronger. You have endured storms that others could not have survived. You have been tested, pressed, and stretched. Yet here you stand still, holding on to your faith, still walking forward, still carrying the light of God. That perseverance is not unnoticed. Heaven has prepared a crown for you. A crown is not simply a decoration. It is a symbol of authority, victory, and recognition. It is heaven's declaration that you did not fight in vain. Every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered, every moment you chose, obedience over compromise has been counted. And now, the reward is being placed upon you. The crown also carries responsibility. It is not only about honor, but about stewardship. When God places authority on your head, it means you are entrusted to lead, to guide, and to shine as an example. This crown is a reminder that your trials have qualified you for influence. You can now stand where others have fallen and lift those who are weary. The very pain you endured becomes the wisdom that allows you to shepherd others with compassion and strength. We find in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12, Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial. Having stood the test, they will receive the crown of life from the Lord. This promise belongs to you, chosen one. Your faithfulness has not gone unseen, and the crown of life is your inheritance. Think about what you have endured. You were rejected, but you kept loving. You were betrayed, but you kept forgiving. You were mocked, but you kept believing. Every act of faith, no matter how small, has built a testimony before heaven, and the testimony is clear. You are worthy of the crown prepared for the faithful. The crown is not given to the strongest in appearance, but to the steadfast in heart. It is not about how loudly you shouted, but about how firmly you stood. It is not about how many applauded you, but about how faithfully you obeyed when no one was watching. You did not quit. And because of that, your crown is certain. Chosen one. This message is more than encouragement. It is a reminder that you are walking into a season of recognition. The Lord Himself is about to honor you. Not man, not a system, not a platform, heaven. And when heaven honors you, it cannot be revoked. If this word is stirring in your spirit, I ask you to pause for a moment. Reflect on the faithfulness of God that has carried you this far. And if you feel the weight of this truth, I invite you to share this message. Share it so that others who are weary in their battles may be reminded that a crown awaits them too. And if you have not yet subscribed or stayed connected, do so now, not because of numbers or trends, but because together we form a family of chosen ones, walking this journey side by side. Each like, each share, each subscription is not for vanity, it is a ripple of light, spreading the truth that crowns are waiting for the faithful. Beloved, lift your head high. Your crown is not far away. It is being placed upon you even now. Walk with confidence. Walk with humility. And walk with the awareness that you are royalty in the eyes of the King. Chosen one. There is a shift in the atmosphere around you. You have walked through fire, endured trials, and carried burdens that many would have collapsed under to. Yet you remain. And because you remain, something new has been released over your life authority. This is not the authority of titles, positions, or human applause. This is the authority of heaven itself, the kind that darkness cannot contest and the enemy cannot counterfeit. Authority is born in the place of crushing. The oil that now flows from your life was pressed out in the seasons of pain. That oil is not ordinary. It carries the weight of divine backing. When you speak, your words carry power. When you pray, the heavens respond. When you walk, the ground shifts beneath your feet. This is the mantle you now carry, and it cannot be shaken. The Apostle Peter understood this, and he wrote to encourage believers who had endured great suffering. In the first letter of Peter, chapter 5, verse 10, it is written, "And the God of all grace, who called you to his eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm and steadfast." Do you see? Chosen one, your suffering has produced strength. Your breaking has birthed firmness. Your endurance has released authority. This authority is not loud or boastful. It does not need to prove itself, for its power is evident in silence. People will sense it when you enter a room. Environments will shift when you arrive. Doors that resisted you before will now swing wide, not because of who you are in the natural, but because of who you carry in the spiritual. The mantle on your shoulders declares that you are not moving in your own strength, but in the power of the Spirit. Do not mistake this season for one of ease. Authority always attracts resistance. The enemy does not surrender territory willingly, but where once you struggled to stand, now you stand with unshakable footing. Where once you questioned your worth, now you move with the confidence of one who knows they are chosen. Every battle you fought has forged within you the unbreakable resolve to carry this authority with both boldness and humility. And humility is the key. Authority without humility becomes arrogance, but authority wrapped in humility becomes unstoppable. You are not called to flaunt your mantle, but to walk in it with reverence. Remember always that this authority is a gift, not a trophy. It flows from the heart of God, and its purpose is to set captives free, to break chains, to speak life where there has been death. Chosen one, your voice will carry weight in this season. When you intercede for others, chains will break. When you declare truth, lies will crumble. When you bless, blessings will multiply. Heaven has trusted you with authority because you have been tested and proven faithful. And this authority is not temporary. It will only increase as you continue to walk in obedience. Lift your head high, not in pride, but in awareness of who you are. You are a carrier of divine authority. You are a representative of heaven on earth. You walk with a mantle that the enemy cannot strip away. The authority on your life is unshakable, and with it, you will accomplish everything God has destined for you. Chosen one, there is a trembling that is beginning to stir in the atmosphere. For too long, people laughed at your faith. They mocked your prayers, doubted your calling, and even labeled you delusional for believing that God's hand was upon you. But what they did not realize is that when God lifts His chosen ones, His glory shines so brightly that even mockers must fall silent. The fear of God is about to return, not as a concept, but as a reality people cannot deny. When the glory of God rests on a life, it cannot be hidden. It manifests in ways that shake environments. Those who once thought you insignificant will be forced to acknowledge that you were never moving in your own strength. They will see miracles around you. They will witness doors open for you that no man could open. They will watch favor surround you in ways that logic cannot explain. And in that moment, the laughter will stop, replaced by trembling. It is written in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 31. And when the Israelites saw the mighty hand of the Lord displayed against the Egyptians, the people feared the Lord and put their trust in Him and in Moses, His servant. Just as it was then, so it will be now. The glory revealed in your life will not only silence your enemies, but also draw others to trust in the God you serve. The fear of God is not terror, it is reverence. It is the awe that comes when human pride is broken by undeniable evidence of divine power. This reverence is returning. Those who mocked will remember their words and feel the weight of conviction. Those who gossiped will see the fruit of your obedience and realize their error. Those who tried to curse you will tremble as blessing overtakes you. Chosen one, this is why you had to endure ridicule. The mockery set the stage for God's glory to be undeniable. If everyone had always supported you, they would have claimed your success was man-made. But because they doubted you, because they mocked you, because they dismissed you, there will be no explanation except this: it was the hand of God. The trembling you will see is not just personal, it is generational. Your obedience will awaken awe in the hearts of your family, your community. Even those who barely knew you, people who never respected God's presence, will suddenly recognize His authority. This is how revival begins. One life so filled with glory that it awakens reverence in many. And now, I invite you to respond prophetically. Write in the comments 4,444. This is not just a number, it is a declaration. 4 is the number of stability, the number of foundation. By declaring 4,444, you are saying, Lord, establish your glory in my life. Make it unshakable. Let your fear return through what you are doing in me. Oh, each time you write it, you align yourself with heaven's order. You are declaring that your life will be a pillar, a testimony, a foundation that others can look to and know God is real. His power is alive, and His chosen cannot be mocked. Beloved chosen one, do not shrink back when the glory falls. Walk in humility, but walk with confidence, for the fear of God is returning through you, and nothing will ever be the same. Chosen one, there is a deeper work unfolding now. For generations, your family line has carried patterns of bondage cycles, of brokenness, poverty, addiction, rejection, fear, and hidden chains that seemed unbreakable. These patterns were not random. They were spiritual inheritances passed down like invisible weights from one generation to the next. Many before you tried to break free, but the chains held tight. Yet you must understand, you are different. You are the one chosen to end the cycle. The battle you have faced has often felt heavier than your own life should carry. That is because you were not only fighting for yourself, you were contending for your bloodline. The enemy knew if he could stop you, the chain would continue. But heaven chose you to stand as the breaker, the one who would sever what others could not. The pain you felt, the resistance you endured, was the evidence that you were wrestling against generational strongholds, not just personal struggles. Every sleepless night, every temptation, every unseen battle in your mind was a clash of generations, the past trying to claim your future. Yet even when you felt weak, the Spirit of God within you was strong. You may not have realized it, but each prayer you whispered, each moment you refused to give in, each time you chose to keep walking with God, you were breaking ancient agreements of darkness. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 27. In that day their burden will be lifted from your shoulders, their yoke from your neck. The yoke will be broken because you have grown so fat. Chosen one, the anointing on your life has grown stronger than the chains that bound your family. The yoke is broken. The burden is lifted. The cycle ends with you. You are not just a survivor, you are a pioneer. You are walking into uncharted territory for your bloodline. Where there was lack, you will walk in abundance. Where there was brokenness, you will walk in wholeness. Where there was compromise, you will walk in holiness. What stopped others will not stop you. You are the dividing line between what has always been and what will never be again. And understand this clearly. The enemy fought you hardest because he saw the ripple effect of your obedience. He knew that if you rose, entire generations after you would rise as well. Your victory is not just yours, it belongs to your children, your children's children, and every life that will be touched by your testimony. Beloved, do not despise the weight you carried. That weight was proof of your assignment. God trusted you with a battle that others could not win, because He placed within you the authority to overcome. And now that you are breaking through, the generations before you rejoice, and the generations after you are blessed. This is why your obedience matters. Every step you take in freedom carves a new path. Every prayer you pray builds a new foundation. Every chain you break ensures that those who follow will not have to fight the same battles. You are chosen to be the first, the breaker, the chain destroyer. Lift your eyes. Chosen one. The bondage is ending. The patterns are breaking. The curse is dissolving. And through your life, a legacy of freedom is being written that will echo through generations. Chosen one. The fire within you is not for yourself alone. The light you carry is a torch, and that torch is meant to guide others out of their darkness. You were not chosen simply to survive, but to lead. You are not here just to stand free, but to become a signpost for others still trapped in confusion, despair, and bondage. Every trial you endured, every valley you crossed, every storm you survived has given you more than a testimony. It has given you authority to shine. You can speak into the pain of others because you have walked through pain yourself. You can comfort the broken because you know the language of brokenness. You can lead the lost because you know what it is to wander. What once seemed like wasted suffering has now become fuel for your fire. Your torch does not flicker timidly. It burns brightly because it has been ignited by heaven itself. That flame terrifies darkness. It exposes lies, un couvert déception, and reveals truth. When you carry this torch, you are not simply illuminating your own path, you are lighting the way for those who follow behind you. Many are waiting unknowingly for the light you carry. Without it, they would remain in darkness. With it, they will see the way forward. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is your commission. Chosen one, you are not called to hide. You are called to rise. Your torch is not meant to be concealed, but lifted high so that others can find hope in its glow. Think about the ones still struggling in silence, the ones drowning in despair, the ones questioning if they can go on. They need your light. They need the hope that radiates from your story. They need to see that survival is possible, that victory is real, that freedom is not a myth, but a reality. Your life becomes the evidence they have been waiting for. Do not underestimate the impact of your presence. Sometimes, simply walking into a space with the fire of God burning within you shifts the atmosphere. You don't always need to speak. The light itself speaks. It testifies without words. It reassures the weary. It awakens the sleeping. It unsettles the darkness that thought it had won. Chosen one. You are more than an individual. You are a torchbearer. The path you walk is not just for yourself, but for a multitude. Your courage will inspire courage in others. Your faith will ignite faith in them. Your endurance will give them strength to keep going. The fire within you will not only guide, but also ignite flames in those who draw near. This is why your journey has mattered so deeply. The valleys carved humility. The storms forged resilience. And the fire purified your spirit. All of it prepared you for this moment to rise, to shine, to carry the torch that leads many out of shadows into light. Beloved, lift your torch high. Let it blaze without fear. Let it declare boldly that God's glory has risen upon you. For you are not walking alone, you are leading a generation into the light of freedom, and the darkness cannot overcome it. Chosen one. There comes a moment when silence can no longer remain. For too long, your voice was suppressed. You were overlooked, dismissed, or told to stay quiet. But heaven did not anoint you to be silent. The roar within you is not just emotion, it is prophetic. It is the sound of one chosen by God to shake atmospheres, to declare truth, and to break through the lies of darkness. Your roar is about to be released. And when it does, nothing will remain the same. A roar is not polite. It does not whisper, and it does not apologize. A roar is the sound of authority, a declaration that the enemy can no longer encroach upon what God has promised. When lions roar, the territory trembles. And when you, chosen one, release your roar, the spirit realm shifts. Demons scatter, chains break, and courage rises in the hearts of those listening. The prophet Jeremiah described this same fire when he confessed that he tried to stay silent but could not. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, verse 9, it is written, "If I say, I will not speak, his word is in my heart, like a fire in my bones. I am weary of holding it. Indeed, I cannot. This is your reality now. The word of God in you has become a fire that cannot be contained. Chosen one, do not underestimate the power of your roar. Your testimony alone carries authority to break chains in others. The prayers you release are not just words, they are weapons. The declarations you make are not just noise, they are commands in the Spirit. This roar is not born from anger, it is born from divine authority. And here is where you step into action. If this message resonates with your spirit, let your agreement be known. Like this word, share it with those who need courage to roar as well. And subscribe to remain connected with a family of chosen ones who walk in the same fire. This is not about numbers, it is about spreading light. Every click, every share, every subscription is a ripple that carries the roar further, awakening more souls to their calling. And as a prophetic act of alignment, I invite you to comment below with the words, "I choose my crown." These 4 words are not casual, they are a roar in themselves. By writing them, you are declaring that you refuse to let silence steal your inheritance. You are choosing to rise, to roar, and to step boldly into the authority God has given you. When you type it, you are telling both heaven and hell that you know who you are and you will not back down. The roar of the chosen is rising across the earth. You are not alone in this sound. All around the world, those who were once silenced are finding their voice. And together the roar is becoming a wave of holy boldness. This is not the roar of rebellion, it is the roar of restoration, the roar of destiny, the roar that announces, "The chosen have awakened, so do not hold back." Beloved, let your roar rise. Let your words shake the atmosphere. Let your life become the undeniable evidence that you are chosen, anointed, and unstoppable. For the time of silence has ended, and the roar of the chosen is thundering into the earth. Chosen one, the days we are living in are days of separation. There is a line being drawn, not by human hands, but by the hand of God Himself. The wheat and the tares have grown together for a season, looking almost identical. But now the time of distinction has come. Those who are truly His will shine with undeniable light, and those who only pretended will be exposed. This separation is not to harm you, but to confirm what has always been true. You belong fully to Him. For too long, you walked among those who carried empty words. They spoke the language of faith, but their hearts were far from God. They looked the part, but lacked the fire. You often felt uneasy in their company, sensing something was off, but unable to explain why. That unease was the Spirit of God within you, discerning what could not yet be revealed. Now, revelation is coming swiftly. What was hidden will be uncovered. What was disguised will be unmasked. This separation is necessary, because your destiny cannot be fulfilled in the company of the false. The weight of your calling is too precious to be entangled with counterfeits. You are being drawn out, set apart, and marked clearly as chosen. Others may continue in compromise, but you cannot. Others may bow to convenience, but you will stand for truth. The distinction is not pride, it is obedience. It is the evidence of the Spirit of God resting on your life. Heaven has spoken clearly through the parables of Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew. Chapter 13, verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest. First, collect the weeds. Tie them in bundles to burn, Then gather the wheat. Chosen one, the harvest is here, and you are being gathered as wheat into the Father's barn, preserved and protected for His glory. This separation may feel painful. You will see people walk away. You may lose connections, friendships, or even opportunities you thought mattered. But what you must remember is this: nothing lost in the separation is worth keeping. If it could not withstand the refining fire, it was never meant to remain. God is not taking from you, He is protecting you. The people who leave are not your downfall, they are your deliverance. Chosen one, take comfort in this. As God separates you, He is also surrounding you with those who are truly aligned with His Spirit. For every false friend lost, He provides true covenant relationships. For every counterfeit connection severed, He gives divine partnerships. You are not being isolated, you are being positioned among the true remnant. Those who carry fire, those who walk in purity, those who, like you, have been set apart for this hour. Do not fear exposure. Do not grieve what falls away. Celebrate the truth that God cares enough to distinguish you. This is the season where the world will see the difference between those who claim His name and those who truly bear His presence. And you, beloved, are among the latter. Your light will shine brighter in the contrast of darkness. Your authenticity will be magnified as pretense crumbles. Your endurance will testify that you are not a tare, but wheat planted, watered, and preserved by the hand of God. So stand with confidence in this hour of separation. Let the line be drawn. Let the distinction be clear. For as the wheat is gathered, so too are you being gathered into your rightful place, marked forever as one of God's true chosen ones. Chosen one, this is the moment everything has been leading toward. Through the storms, the betrayals, the breaking, and the refining, you have reached the place of crowning. This is not a temporary honor, not a fleeting recognition, but the sealing of eternal purpose. Heaven has always known this day would come. Every trial was preparation. Every valley was a step on the path. Every scar has become proof that you were destined to wear the crown placed upon your head. This crown is not like those made by men. It does not tarnish. It does not fade. And it cannot be stolen. It carries the weight of eternity, the glory of heaven's approval, the authority of divine appointment. It proclaims that you are no longer wandering, you are established. You are no longer striving, you are appointed. You are no longer merely enduring, you are reigning in the purpose for which you were born. The Apostle Paul spoke of this eternal reward with clarity in the first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 25. It is written, "Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last. But we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Beloved, this is the crown now resting upon you, the crown that does not fade, the crown that testifies of eternal victory. Think of the journey you have endured. You were crushed, but not destroyed, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not forsaken. Every step you took in faith, every battle you chose to fight on your knees, every tear you sowed in prayer has now blossomed into this moment. The enemy tried everything to strip you of your destiny, but instead, he only pushed you closer to the throne God had prepared for you. This crowning is not just about recognition, it is about assignment. You are crowned not to sit in silence, but to walk in authority. Your crown marks you as one who carries heaven's weight in the earth. You are entrusted with influence, with power, with spiritual responsibility. You are crowned so that others might see and know that God exalts his chosen ones. Do not take this lightly. Chosen one, wear your crown with humility. Carry it with reverence. Let it remind you daily that you were chosen, not because of your perfection, but because of God's purpose. Let it fuel your obedience, your compassion, your boldness. The crown is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of a greater chapter. One where you walk fully in the calling, written for you before the foundation of the world. Beloved, you are crowned for eternal purpose. No voice can revoke it. No darkness can dim it. No power can overthrow it. You are marked, sealed, and established. The journey has been long, but the reward is everlasting. Walk now in the fullness of your destiny, carrying the crown of glory that testifies to all creation. You are, and always will be, God's chosen one. Chosen one. As we close this journey together, let me remind you of something eternal. You are not here by accident. Every word you've heard, every truth that resonated with your spirit, was heaven's confirmation that you are chosen, set apart, and sealed with purpose. The battles you endured were not wasted. The tears you shed were not forgotten. And the scars you carry are now shining testimonies of God's power in your life. But this is not the end, it is the beginning. From here, you rise into new levels of authority, new realms of victory, and new seasons of blessing. The crown placed upon you is not symbolic, it is eternal. And the weight of that crown testifies that you have overcome, that you have endured, and that you will never again be shaken by what once tried to destroy you. As you walk forward, carry these words, not just in your mind, but in your heart. Let them become fuel for your obedience, courage for your calling, and fire for your destiny. And never forget, you are unstoppable because the one who chose you is unshakable. If this message has stirred your spirit, I encourage you, like this word. Share it with someone who needs the same encouragement. And subscribe to remain connected with the family of chosen ones who walk this journey together. Your simple act of sharing could be the spark that awakens another soul to their divine calling. And finally, as a prophetic act of agreement, I invite you to comment below, "Yes, I am ready." Let it be your declaration that you are stepping boldly into your crown, into your calling, and into your eternal purpose. Beloved, the world will never be the same because you, God's chosen one, are rising.